Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
So it's 2025. I could really use a change. 2025, it's the entire like premise behind the first of the year is change and growth and development, and I could definitely use some of that in my life. So, yeah. When I started to take a look at what goals I wanted to set for 2025, I realized that some things that I really needed to work on was my mostly like mindset based. I really want to thrive in 2025. I have been figuring out, learning so much through my journey as an author, and I'm finally at the point where I'm starting to see quite a bit of growth incrementally, but consistently. So everything's trending upwards, and I would love to continue that, obviously. And ultimately, I would love to be a full-time author. That would be the dream. That's what I would love for myself. I just love creating things, and writing is my passion. And so I've been taking a lot of time to look at what kind of things I need to change to help foster that. And some of that is mindset based. So there's some other authors in our space that have talked about things like manifestation. Emily Blackwood being one of the biggest ones that I see anyway online, who has had a huge amount of success and credits quite a bit of that to doing like daily manifestation and being like the author that I am, wanting to grow. When I first saw this, of course, my brain is like, that's really like woo-woo. Crystals, the universe, it sounds really hokey dokey. But I listened to a podcast where she talked more about her approach, and I realized, okay, there's actually something here that sounds very familiar to me when it comes to like grounding techniques and positive thinking and rewiring your brain. And a light bulb went off in my head because that sounds like therapy. And if you didn't know, aside from being a self-published author, I am also just about finished. I'm waiting on the state board to say, you're good to go. I'm an almost LPC, which means licensed professional counselor. So I can do therapy in the mental health space. So being almost to that point where I can start working as a therapist, all of the not mental health, but all of the manifestation stuff that I started to find through Emily and then through some research sounds an awful lot like therapy practices. And so I started to think maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something I can take and learn and grow. And maybe there's an aspect of manifestation that will surprise me and maybe not be this hokey dokey thing that I first thought it was. So I decided, because on this YouTube channel, I also wanted to go back to doing monthly challenges. I have missed those so dearly. It's really fun content to put together. It really pushes myself to be better and to learn new things. And so I decided, since I already wanted to do a monthly challenge for the first of the year, why not use that very first monthly challenge to learn and explore about the world and practices of manifestation. So we need to talk a little bit about what the basics of manifestation are. So manifestation, it is the practice of using positive thinking and visualization to achieve goals by turning your desires into your reality. And so the idea is that you put yourself in a headspace where you're visualizing and behaving as if you've already achieved your ultimate goals. So that is manifestation. And the idea is that in positive thinking, in already in your brain, having the success, you will be able to achieve the success and take the steps in a positive manner and with a lot of momentum propel you towards those goals. So that is the idea of manifestation. I think it can all be summed up in this really nice quote that I found. I think Emily posted it, and then I found it somewhere else shortly after when I did my own research on manifestation. And the idea is ask for what you want and be prepared to receive it. So that is like the whole idea of manifestation, is creating this environment where you fully see your dreams. So like a vision board, what does it look like when you're going to achieve your goals? What does that look like? And fully visualize that on a routine basis. Put yourself in that headspace, talk to yourself as if you've already achieved this, and use the right verbiage. So things, instead of I will achieve, you're using like current words. You want to use present tense when you're doing manifestation. For us authors, we understand that kind of stuff. So present tense, I am this, I am that, I have this. And a lot of manifestation is also rooted in gratitude. So recognizing that I am very thankful for things I have right now. So things like I'm very thankful for my skills. I'm thankful that I have a warm house right now because it is the winter time and it's cold outside. I'm very thankful that I had the fortune to go to college. I am thankful that I have my family to support me. Just rooting yourself in your abilities and what you have now that is going to lead to success, visualizing that. And then there are some manifestation methods in order to, like some tools in order to get you there. And those are the things that we are going to talk about now, are those tools that led me through this journey. And I'm going to show that right now. Let's go. Hello. I am just lounging around the house, but today the package for the manifestation journal came in, and I thought it would be fun to unbox it with you guys, since this is a tool that I am planning to use at least for this 1 month challenge. I think it is set up so that you can use it for 369 days, because it is the 369 method, which I will go into a little bit more detail on in this video, different manifestation methods. I do think I may end up kind of creating my own, but you never know. We'll see. But this was too pretty not to try out. It was very affordable, also on Amazon. So we're going to check it out. I've already opened the box. It comes in this super cute custom box. Well, not custom, but comes in this cute box. Here it is. There's a kind of a purple color one that is like a palmistry. It has like a palm, like a hand on the cover. And then there's another one that is black, and it has Nikola Tesla on it because he, I guess, also created some manifestation stuff. We'll go into that again later. I picked this sort of purpley red color because the front was more like feminine focused, and I just really liked the cover. We'll show that in a minute. So again, this is from Amazon, from Luminate Press, Light Your Path. It is made in China, I'm seeing, but super cute. So we're gonna open it up. There should be some stickers along with the journal in there, so let's check it out. Okay, I have not opened it yet. So again, here's that box. It is like a super nice quality box, and here's what's inside. It looks like it's all packaged kind of together, so we'll open up this in a second. So there's this bookmark. Take a mindful moment, breathe in deeply, envision your desires flowing into your life with each inhale. With every exhale, release doubt and fear. You are a magnet for miracles and abundance. So there's that. I think there are a couple like affirmation cards in here, and they're all turned upside down, but there are stickers in here as well. So we'll open that up and we'll look at the stickers and things in just a moment. I'm going to set that aside. Here in this really pretty paper is the actual journal. So I'm just gonna kind of tip that out, set that there. This is super cute. Unleash your power. I'm just gonna slide it out. I'm not gonna like open it. And here is the cover I chose. 369, that's the method. It is like a faux leather, but I really like the way it feels. It's super pretty. It feels like it's gonna last the whole duration of like a year while you do this. So this is the one I chose. I just really liked this woman on the front. I liked that it had the circle because there's a thing about circles in that, like maintaining balance with that. So this is super, super cool. And I haven't gone through any of these pages. Clearly, ask for you what you want and be prepared to get it. I just posted this quote on my Instagram account I created for the Read Books Be Kind podcast. If you don't follow that, go and follow that, because that is where I'm kind of planning to post a lot of manifestation stuff, along with, of course, podcast information. So here's that as a reward. That's really strange. So here we go. Here's a little bit about 369 and this method, some questions to ask yourself, 5 reasons that you will love this journal. So that's kind of cool. There's a roadmap to manifestation. There's goal setting pages, high vibration activities, which are honestly just like, that sounds very like woo-woo to me, but honestly, they're just exercises to get you in the right headspace is really all they are. There's weekly planning, which I appreciate. I already do some of this, but I'm glad to have a different method and sort of a different structure to follow. And daily 369 pages. So there's pages for every day, which I like. Weekly reflections and self-discovery, monthly wellness check, and a free scripting space. So I feel like there's a lot in this journal. And I am super, super excited to get into it. Like just in the beginning here, there's a lot of explanation about the process. Here's the roadmap. They show this on Amazon, and I was really impressed with this. This is kind of what I really liked that some other planners and stuff I looked at did not have. So I am excited to get started. And here's the 369 method and its numeral significance. So this is where Mr. Nikola Tesla comes in. So it's technique based on the mystical properties of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, which I do not believe in. I think that's too woo-woo. But I do think the practice of writing 3 times in the morning what you are manifesting, 6 times in the afternoon or like midday, and then 9 times in the evening, I think just like refocusing your mind on those things, that alone is super helpful. So I do appreciate that. And then most of these pages, or every few pages, have these little affirmations written on them. So I'm excited for that. I do plan on posting some of that kind of stuff to my Instagram page, the Read Books Be Kind. So here's success tips and more. I really feel like some of this we'll just get into as we go. So I don't know that I really need to flip through this in super, super detail, because we're gonna get through this as we go anyway. So, oh, there's the balance wheel. I really liked that. So this is one of those high vibration exercises. So you're supposed to reflect on different areas of your life, and this is supposed to help you map them out and maintain balance. So there's your reflection, action planning, affirmations. I am excited to see what I discover with this process. All right, now let's open this up. Okay, here are the stickers that are included. They're really, really cute. Some of them have little like affirmations on them. I just think they're adorable. I really like the color scheme. I do believe that these stickers were exactly the same in all 3 of the different planners. So I don't think the sticker theme ever changed. But yeah, they're super cute. There's also this affirmation card. I really enjoy that. I'm kind of planning to create a mantra for 2025 to go along with all of this manifestation stuff, just to sort of help set the tone for the entire year. Also, you can download it when you purchase this. You can download free affirmation cards, which is really cool. The bookmark explains further the 369 method, so that's super cool. And you could scan a code down here for those affirmation cards, but I didn't really want to post that because that is something that they're giving away when you purchase this. So there's that. Also don't know if I included, but the book does come with its own little bookmarker and this sort of page you can use to mark. Oh, and now that I'm looking at it, what is that? Is it just a pocket? I think it's just a pocket. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool. It comes with a pocket in the back where you could tuck your stickers in, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, that's neat. Definitely be using that. And journal pages. Yeah. Oh, and there's one of those mental wellness checks. All right. That's that. I am excited to get into this, see what kind of things I can learn. Look at the foil cover of this. It's really pretty. I mean, I'm a writer, obviously. Writers love journals. A lot of us feel bad writing in them, but I adore journals. And so I'm excited to utilize this and see kind of what I discover as I go. So 1 month challenge. Here we go. So I've been going through and working in this manifestation journal, and I started with the brainstorming and goal section because it just seemed like the most, I don't know, just made the most sense. So I did that. I also went over to day 1 and I started this week with those daily manifestation pages. So let me turn it around so I can kind of show you what that looks like too. Here is one of those daily manifestation pages. This is not the one that I filled out, but I wanted to give you guys an example. This section here, that free scripting, that changes every day. So it's not always scripting. Sometimes it's like meditative stuff. There's almost always a daily meditation or an affirmation up here, but I really like it. I've already filled one out for today, and so I didn't really want to show it because I want to keep some of this stuff kind of personal for myself and just show you the process. But I did fill out a daily page today, minus the nighttime journal, the evening times night journal, because it's not nighttime yet. So just for funsies, I will share my affirmation for the day. So the journal's daily affirmation is, I am in constant alignment with the energy of my desires. That didn't resonate with me a ton. I mean, it does, but I wanted to put my own words to some things, and I wanted to write down and do the 369 method. So the morning, afternoon, and night for something that I felt like I needed today. And so the words of wisdom, the affirmation I gave myself is, positivity is powerful. I truly do believe that. I think I actually may go over to Canva and make that a manifestation to put on the Read Books Be Kind Instagram. If you didn't know, there is an Instagram page now for the podcast. Go follow that. And so I might share that one over there just for funsies, because I do believe that positivity is powerful. So that was today's writing. I have not filled out today's gratitude or the empowered action, something I did for myself. Yeah, so we'll get to that a little bit. There's also mindfulness and meditation. I honestly may take a little time and sort of give myself a mindfulness moment as a therapist would, not necessarily the meditation per se, but I do think I might go ahead and do that. There's also another section in here that I really want to fill out today. I want to develop this today. This is a project that I want to do tonight while the D&D night's going. It is in here somewhere. It's one of the activities And I thought it would be perfect because I'm starting a new habit anyway. And it's this 21-day habit tracker. I'll put that right there next to my head a little bit. So steps are there. Habits are really, really important. And yeah, so I think what I am going to do is I'm going to try to fill out all of these habits. They give you 5 sections, and one of them is the 369 manifestation, which is what I'm already doing. So that's a habit. But I also, so there's one. I also want to create a morning ritual, like an afternoon lunch ritual, and a night ritual. And then there's one more habit to put in here. And maybe I'll make that like a self-care, like a weekly self-care activity. Because in here, there's also a self-care menu, which is where you list different self-care activities that you really enjoy. So I may also do that as well. But my goal, because there's a lot of different activities in this journal, is I would really like to sit down and do quite a few of the vibration activities in this journal with you guys for this video. So tonight, besides the daily stuff and doing some of the goal setting and brainstorming, we're gonna fill out that habit tracker tonight. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I have some things to do. We'll come back to this in a second. Hi, hello. It is a Monday. Last night, while D&D was going, I spent a lot of time working through this manifestation journal. I did the weekly planning for this week, which was super fun. I mean, that's that's right up my alley. So I love that. I'm already halfway into today's 369 power ritual where you do the affirmations. Today's affirmation is my actions lead to positive change. I love it. So, in today's empowered action, which is the action to help me towards my manifestation dreams and goals, is episode 2 of the Read Books, Be Kind podcast. I recorded that. It's all about goal setting. So I got to talk a little bit about manifestation, which was kind of cool. And I did not get everything planned out for this week last night. I did the weekly planning page where I set my intentions and my empowered action for each day, a lot of that stuff. This is a super busy week for us because I have date night with Alex this week. We're going to go see White Christmas, which is a play put on by like the teen actor organization in town. I got invited to speak with the teen writers group. They produce plays of their own making, which is super cool. So I get to talk to them and meet with them and see all the cool things that they put together in January. So they have comped a ticket for me for the White Christmas. So we're going to that. There's a Christmas party this week for my work. I have a book signing on Saturday. Lots of things this week. So lots and lots of really cool events coming up, things to be very grateful for. And so I haven't fully planned out everything, like what some of those high vibration activities are. Last week, we got used to this 369 method. We also goal set. So we did a lot of goal setting and things for 2025, goal setting for manifestation. And we also created the vision board. I'm not going to show you guys that. I ended up not just doing the vision board, but I also did like a monthly one that I made the background of my computer, and doing that really, really was helpful. I feel like I needed to declutter my mind and my space in order to tackle some of my monthly goals. So that was super helpful. It's the background on my computer now, so I can refer to it super often. Every time I open my computer, it's the first thing that pops up, which is fun. And so I plan to kind of redo that vision on a smaller scale every month. So that was a really fun activity. This week, week 2 of manifestation, I am going to focus on the balance wheel in this journal. and gratitude. There's a couple different exercises in here for gratitude, so I am looking forward to doing them. There's a gratitude jar. There's a gratitude alphabet where you go through all the letters of the alphabet and you come up with some gratitude things that go along with it based on the alphabet. I also, this last week, discovered a book by I think his name's Doty. It's called Mind Magic, and it is a psychological perspective on manifestation, which is my jam. It's kind of the crossroads between all this woo-woo stuff for manifestation and actual psychological practice. So rewiring your brain, positive thinking, letting go of limiting beliefs. And he, sort of similar to the gratitude alphabet, has, I think it's something, I'll have to look it up. It's like letters of the grateful heart, something like that. I'll go and find it and maybe we'll talk about it. But I think I might want to do that this week also and kind of look further into his principles. So I would love to read his book. I've put it on my Christmas list. I may just get the paperback version myself because I would love to read it. But yeah, I think today I'm going to take a look while I calm down I'm between filming stuff. I just did the podcast episode. I'm waiting for that to render and get ready to export so I can get started on uploads. But while I'm doing that, I think I'm going to go through the balance wheel in this book. So let me show you guys that. Here's the balance wheel in this planner, journal, whatever you want to say. I think I'm going to go through that and work through it. Kind of do an assessment of how I feel like different areas of my life are, the different areas that are important to me. So I'm going to work on that, and then we'll check back in and do more manifestation things. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about mind magic here in a second once I've looked into that book. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys and give you a better idea about what this week looks like. You know, it's funny because I've been telling myself all week that I'm going to get out today, and I haven't. I've been in the house all week working on stuff. I've been productive, but the internet just went out, which is really funny because I actually recorded for the vlog this morning that I was going to work at home for a little bit and then I was going to go out to the coffee shop. I was determined, and I had told the vlog that I was specifically going to do it today, even though I hadn't done it all week. I was doing it today, and guess what? The internet went out. Guys, the universe is speaking to me. I'm just kidding about the whole universe speaking to me thing. But I wanted to share because I am a little behind on my high vibration exercises that are in the manifestation journal, the balance wheel, and thinking about the whole self. Essentially, that's what it is. And so the internet went out as I was listening to it, and I think I talked about it before, but I am finding a lot of the podcast episodes and principles that Dr. James Doty teaches about to be super interesting. And so I really want to get his book, Mind Magic. I think I'm going to have to wait, or I don't have to, but I think I'm going to wait until after Christmas, just in case somebody gets it as a gift for me, because I did put it on my Christmas wish list. So I think I may wait on that, but I do think I'm going to sit down and work a little more intentionally on the balance wheel and things here for a little bit, just spend a little time on that. And then because the internet is down, it's the perfect excuse to get out of the house and go to the coffee shop a little early. So I think I may do that. I just had a snack. I may eat a little bit more of I'll grab a snack while I'm there. I ate a snack. I'm going to do a little bit more intentional work on manifestation with this, and then with the balance wheel. So maybe I'll show you guys that in a minute. And then we're going to go work at the coffee shop, like I said all along. So maybe things are coming together. So we'll see. I will update you a little bit more, but the gist is I'm really enjoying this process. This week especially, I've been really focusing on gratitude. I'm finding out that a lot of manifestation, a lot of self-reflection, and moving forward is really rooted in gratitude. So that whole gratitude journal thing, that's pretty popular out there. Actually, if you look in the world of journals and stuff, gratitude journals. And I can see why now, because you have to let go of a lot of like negative self-talk and limiting beliefs in order to move forward successfully, and at a quicker pace even. And a lot of that, like I said, is rooted in gratitude and being thankful for the things that I do have and what's working well for me. And so I'm really, really, really trying to do that. Actually, sort of going along with this idea of gratitude, something I'm including in every one of my podcast episodes at the very end is all about chasing more joy and finding joy daily. And so there's always the question at the very end of the podcast that I ask myself and my guests, what is something you're finding joy in recently? And I try to do that every day. And I'm finding myself just naturally doing that more as I work through this whole manifestation technique. So finding gratitude in the little things. It can be as simple as I'm glad I woke up healthy and happy today. That's gratitude. And I'm really reflecting this week, especially on the systems that I have in place. And a lot of them are very privileged systems that have allowed me to do everything that I have the last few months, being able to focus on writing and being able to focus on my LPC. I'm really reflecting on that this week. So I thought I would share that. But anyway, yes, Wi-Fi is down. I'm going to work on this balance wheel. I just finished the balance wheel, and guys, I realized something that I feel like I knew, but I was in my subconscious, but I was not consciously accepting it. I was pushing the thought back and just in go mode. And I want to share that with you because I think it can be helpful. So I'm putting my therapist hat on for a moment. Here we go. So in a lot of ways, especially where like anxiety and to some degree depression, but not really, but especially anxiety, which is what I struggle with, it's all like one big circle. It's all a cycle. So let's take, for instance, my particular issue that I'm just realizing, it's not anxiety per se, but I am creating some of the other problems I have. And so, for instance, I would really like to spend more time with my friends, maybe to find more friends, be more intentional. I've been talking a lot in my personal life, not so much in this video, but like in my vlogs and stuff, about how community is super important and I want to build more of that. And I'm starting to take steps to do that. However, I'm still in a cycle. So let me share what that cycle is for me. I may put it up here because I feel like I'm going to have kind of a hard time explaining it. But basically, I'm in this cycle where in my brain, I keep thinking that I'm going to create more time the more I put into other structures. So like forever and ever and ever, I've told myself like, it's okay that I'm super, super exhausted. It's okay that I'm up late writing and I'm doing all this work for my publishing and whatnot, because eventually it will all pay off and I will slowly become this, I don't know, full-time author like I would love to be. And then I will gain all that time back. And so ultimately what I have done, and yes, I've made strides towards that in my author life, but rather than backing off or allowing the growth to happen, I'm filling in the time I'm gaining back with more author things because my brain has been telling me for so long that if I work harder, I'm going to get more back. And so I just keep working harder, trying to get more and more and more, when really what I should be doing is focusing on the consistency, the things that are going well, and the incremental growth, because true growth and success does not happen overnight. It is a slow crawl. And while I would love to like wake up tomorrow and hit the jackpot and be a full-time author, that is not the reality for most people. And so I need to break my cycle. And if you've stuck around and you've watched a lot of my past vlogs, especially the last few months, something I've talked a lot about this semester is my time and my schedule. I've talked so much about setting a schedule. And in some ways I have set a schedule, but what I've done is I'm trying to force everything into a literal schedule. Like I sit down with the time of the day that I'm working and I try to fit everything into it. And the truth is, everything is not going to fit into it. And quite honestly, there are things that don't need to be in there, especially every day. Like this week especially has shown me that, because I've been trying to write, get writing done, and I haven't. And so I've had to let go of that. And then every day at the end of the day, when I realize I haven't written, this entire process, this manifestation process, is making me look back at my day with gratitude. For one, every day I think, well, I had the whole day. Once I start working and when I had a full-time job, this kind of a day was not possible. Two, I'm glad that I had the time because I did get so much stuff done. I got a lot of stuff prepped for January, and I got all these amazing things done and connected with some cool people. And then three, yes, I did not write. However, there were times that I sat down and wrote, and I was just as productive as if I had spent a whole day dedicated to writing, because I had poured emotions into other areas of my life to fill me up. And so it made it more possible for me to go and be creative later in that way. So it's been interesting, and I'm still kind of figuring out that whole cycle thing. So hopefully whatever I put up here makes more sense than what I just explained, because editing Amy will have to go back and put a little more intentional thought into that. But I thought I would share, because anxiety especially works in a cycle. So hopefully this helps somebody out, maybe me talking about it, and makes you kind of look at your own life. And I don't know, maybe you'll see that some of your own issues are actually a cyclic thing, a cycle of, I don't know, systems, who knows? But I thought it was interesting. Hi, hello. I didn't do a good job checking in with you guys yesterday when I set up this week in my manifestation journal. I am feeling really good. I feel like we're getting into week 3. I feel like I'm really understanding the process. So I feel good about the structure of this journal, and also how the 3-6-9 method works. And also reflecting on, I get it now. I really do. Not so much the woo-woo stuff, but I've done a lot of reflecting. I've been listening to mostly a lot of TED Talks, but also a lot of videos and people discussing principles of manifestation and psychological practice that are similar, like mindfulness and things. And a lot of this is mindfulness. A lot of it is finding moments of thankfulness and gratitude and reflecting on the positives. And I've definitely created along the way a mantra for myself. One of my favorite affirmations I have created so far is one of the first ones, which was there's power in positivity. There truly is power in positivity and positive thinking. And that's pretty much all, to me anyway, at this point in my journey, starting week 3, that kind of sums up a lot of manifestation in general. Is there's power in positivity and power in positive thinking. Because it's kind of what this is. It's reframing your mind. Reframing is a therapy tool. Reframing is basically looking at issues or the way you think or just the way you approach things in a new light. So it's rewiring your brain, essentially. And that's a lot of what manifestation is looking at your goals and what you want for yourself through a positive mindset. And honestly, this entire process gives a lot of agency. which I appreciate. It makes you feel like you have a lot of agency and control. And control, honestly, is a subject that I have really struggled with. And it's been letting go of control and finding control has also been like a huge subject in my own therapy journey. So I feel like I'm like moving somewhere with that now through this process. So anyway, let's talk about week 3. Week 3, we're going to continue our method. We're going to work through the self-care pages in this book because self-care is something that, I do the monthly self-care vlog, but honestly, it has become more of like a thing to check off every month than it is an actual intention. And I think I may just need to approach it differently. And so I'm going to go through the self-care pages in this book. And what I really like about them is they divide self-care into 3 different categories. So let me just find this little page here because I really like the way it's listed out. There's self-care for the mind, self-care for the body, and self-care for the spirit. And I feel like that already sets me up for more success than what I was doing because there's different ways to take care of yourself, right? And I think rather than lumping it all together, I think I need to be thinking about more of what area do I need to take care of myself in? Because honestly, there are months where I feel really, really energized and I don't need to take a step back from my work. I need to actually dive into my work. And so I don't need that self-care of the mind. I really need maybe like self-care of the body to get some energy out. And so I think I'm just not approaching it in the right manner. So I'm excited to go through this self-care menu in this planner, which is listing out all of those different kind of ways I could get self-care for myself. This week, we're also going to focus on feeling as if. So that is a whole section in here as well. That was really interesting to me. So I'm just going to read a little bit about it. Embracing your desired reality. So diving into a captivating exploration of your future and your feeling as if mindset exercise. This journey allows you to embrace the feeling of success as if you've already achieved your goals. By embodying this state of accomplishment, you align yourself more closely with the principles of manifestation and the law of attraction. Immerse yourself in the transformative practice and start drawing your desires into the present moment. So it's anticipating the way that you would feel once you have accomplished your goal. So it's like forward thinking in a way, because you're thinking about something you will have accomplished much later, but you're making that a present moment. So I'm going to work through that also, and see how I feel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the week. All right. So since the entire theme of manifestation for the week has to do with self-care, I am not feeling super great. I don't feel sick, but I don't know. I feel low energy. I don't feel super well. So I am going to indulge in a little bit of body self-care, and I am going to take a nap. So I will see you guys in a little bit. So let's talk about it. I am hooked. I have really enjoyed not just using this journal. I think I may actually take pieces I really like from this journal and then apply it to like my own, like a blank journal, because there are things I want to kind of add to my process to really reflect on daily. And so I think I may kind of hodgepodge something together based on this. But if you have never done manifestation before, or you've never like intentionally written or journaled about your dreams and desires, this is a really good place to start with this journal. I talked about it in the beginning. Again, it's from Luminate Press. I just got it from Amazon, and there are 3 different versions of this exact same thing. So the interior is the same, but the binding, like this design, is different, but highly recommend. What I really found some appreciation in this whole process is daily gratitude. Not only was it just humbling to reflect on all of the ways that I am very fortunate in my life, but it also was uplifting because it reminded me of like daily of all of the reasons why I do what I do. So why I write, why I want to write, and why I want that as a career path. I was reminded daily why that is so damn important to me. So I'm really appreciative to the daily gratitude aspect of this journal, and I'm definitely making that a point every single day in my manifestation process. At first, I thought that the 3-6-9 method was a little bit hokey, and especially in the beginning and on really difficult days, it definitely felt like I was writing lines. So 3-6-9, again, just as a review, you write like the same manifestation 3 times in the morning, 6 times midday, and then 9 times at night. 3, 6, and 9. That number is supposed to be significant in the law of attraction. And honestly, all of the law of attraction and everything aside, it was just really good practice to keep it in the front of my mind throughout the day in writing those lines. I made the morning time more of a reflection time. It's when I really like ruminated on my affirmation for the day, what I wanted to accomplish for the day, the planning for the day. And so writing that affirmation 3 times in the morning was plenty enough. And then writing it 6 times in the middle of the day, doubling that, really helped me to keep it at the front of my mind because I had to write more. And it was just a nice break from the middle of the day. So regardless of how the morning went, it was a time to sit down and reflect again on my intentions for the day and the affirmation that I had set to bring myself a little bit more of a boost in mood and such. And then at night, it was nice to reflect on the entire day. And if it had been kind of a difficult day, writing those words 9 times, which is honestly a lot to write a sentence, it was nice to like reaffirm my thoughts and feelings. And it was kind of a nice reminder. On the difficult days, writing those lines really did feel like writing lines by the end of the day. That 9th time, the evening, it really felt a little punitive, like, oh, it was a really bad day, but I'm writing this really nice affirmation that yes, you can do things. And it was sort of like telling myself off at the end of the day if my attitude had been kind of bad. So it's a weird way of saying that I kind of appreciated that because I am stubborn. And so it was kind of nice to hear something nice, like get a positive affirmation when on like a shitty day. At the end of the day, it was just really nice for me not to go to bed. Like it made me not go to bed with a bad attitude is what I'm trying to say, writing that word. And made me go to bed with a more positive mindset for the next day. And it just meant that I was in more of a positive loop every day. And then once I really hit my stride and I was doing the 3-6-9 daily method and I had my affirmations and I was really intentional about it, I was in such a positive loop that I was actually getting more done. I had a better attitude about things. I feel like I contributed more positively to my relationships and the world around me. And I just got more done and I felt like I was making more progress. And I do kind of have like the data to show that I was. So yes, I enjoyed manifestation. I do plan to continue it. there's a book I really want to read. I'll put it up on the screen. I haven't gotten it yet. I think I want the paperback so I can mark it up, but it's Mind Magic. There is another one by Dr. James Doty I really want to read also, which is Into the Magic Shop, I believe, which is his first book, which really explains more of like the background and why he's doing the work he is. And then Mind Magic is sort of like the next book from that, like the how-to essentially. But I would really like to read both of those books because I found TED Talks and interviews and podcasts that Dr. James Doty was on to be extremely helpful in this process. I actually made a point for a while every morning of watching some kind of TED Talk, and I found myself every few days gravitating towards the conversations that he was involved in. So definitely planning on reading those books very soon. Overall, I'm definitely going to continue this. I am currently halfway through this journal, so I am going to finish out with this journal and sort of refine my process and continue researching and doing manifestation activities. The activities in this book were really fun. I found them to be very kind of therapy related, like the gratitude journal or jar, the gratitude jar, where you put things you're thankful for in a jar. I have done that activity before, but not with gratitude. I've done it with positive affirmations. And so I may actually create my own affirmation jar, and I may drop my affirmations in that maybe for like the calendar year. I could actually go back and create that, write them down. So I may actually go through and create a jar for myself and then, I don't know, just like reflect on it. I think that would be kind of fun and nice. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I have ideas. But anyway, I highly recommend manifestation. There are a lot of different resources out there. I will say some of them are kind of hokey, and I definitely leaned into the therapy, science-backed processes. So things away, not like away from crystals and this whole idea of the universe, and more about kind of like hacking your brain, essentially. It's all therapy. You absolutely, through therapy and processes like manifestation, you can rewire your brain so that you are more positive, so that you have a better outlook. Because ultimately what manifestation did for me, I think, was create a better outlook of not just my world, but the world as a whole. And I have found myself, especially considering events going on in the world right now, and the states of affairs and politics in the United States, especially right now, it has been so easy to doom scroll my way into a really dark place. And I do have a tendency to do that just historically in my life, to feel really down and depressed about events like that. I'm definitely an empath, and when other people are suffering, or just I remember that there is suffering in the world, it makes me very sad and puts me in a not so great place. But manifestation and really sticking to this and being intentional has helped change my worldview a lot. And ultimately, I've been reminding myself a lot that one, there are a lot of things in our control, but also that it's not really worth ruminating on the things that are out of our control, at least not too long. Don't stay there. So yeah, I've really appreciated this, and I definitely am going to continue it. And don't worry, I will talk about more of it in my vlogs, I'm sure. I will share more. That is really all for this process, because this video has gotten really long. And I probably will include a little more somewhere in this video where I talk more about manifestation in general. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this really helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've tried out manifestation, or if you've found different principles from that really helpful. Again, I'm not into so much of the woo-woo, and so I know that some people probably clicked on this thinking I was falling into the woo-woo side of things, but I have not. I am very interested because it sounds very similar in some ways to therapy, and me being an almost LPC, it was very interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and yeah, read books, be kind. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Oh my